Another edition of What We're Hearing is brought to you by our friends at Freebird. I'm not exaggerating when I say I drink Freebird consistently, particularly after runs. Why? It's it mountain water, straight from the source up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. They've been a great friend of Dawg Post. It's very refreshing after games too. We actually drank one or two too many after the game against Kentucky, so I'm going to hold off on drinking this one today. But our buddies at Freebird are sponsoring this edition of What We Were Hearing, and Mama always said, drink more water. Seriously, it's a great product, and they're Georgia-based, so keep that in mind as well up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. This, when you talk with people after games, one of the, it depends. Sometimes moods are affected by wins and losses when you talk to folks that I talk to. And one thing that someone said that I think is really important in this edition of what we were hearing is, Kirby's got a real opportunity here to do something special. And what that person was saying is that this is a talented team. It's not an overly experienced team. This is not the 21 or even really the 2020 team or the 17 team. Those were older teams that had a lot of experience. Last season's team had a fair amount of experience. They just had a fair amount of injuries last year, and that was problematic. But this offensive line has had it for sure too. But I think you can see, now I don't know if it's going to happen, you can see the formation of everything getting right at Georgia in terms of the experience coming together with the talent, so to speak. The talent is getting the experience, and that matters. That matters a lot in the grand scheme of things. Just real quick story from my days of playing, not in the Southeastern Conference, but in college nonetheless. Your freshman year, or the first year you really play, it is a complete whirlwind, and it's hard to remember plays. It's the way that your footwork is often different than the way that you were taught in in high school and or travel ball, whatever you want to call it, AAU. In terms of something like tennis, the level is significantly higher. You're playing international players every single match. So things change a lot. And so it really takes a while to get where you really feel comfortable. In basketball, it took me, I would say, at least 3 months. So October, November, December, and probably January. So almost till the end of the season in February, I didn't feel comfortable with what we were calling, what was Wisconsin and so forth. That's what Kirby's dealing with a lot. Now, not all, but a lot of these players. One person in the SEC told me that the reason why Kirby's defenses have been so good for so long is that, guys are in the system, they learn it when they're younger, and then nothing really changes in terms of verbiage and so forth. And, 1 + 1 = 2, and they just roll on out from there. Once they're playing, there's no mystery, there's no confusion. They're not getting the benefit of that the way that they once did, because you don't have the ability to stack players and then develop them in lopsided wins or blowout games like we just saw with Kentucky. Guys are having to learn on the practice field. Well, there's some stuff that, if you listen to Kirby in our press conferences, there's some stuff he's talked about with practice, and that's why he has such optimism about this team. He said, I see the practices. And, so he's seeing stuff that obviously the rest of us are not permitted to see, which is their prerogative. And to me, if he's telling the truth, I don't know why he'd be, exaggerating or lying or whatever, that will show up, period. That's going to show up. I talked about this before the Tennessee game with Gunnar Stockton, the week that he got a lot of grief from, college football world, or Georgia college football world, when playing Austin Peay and just not throwing the ball down the field. What does he do the next week? He's the National Player of the Week in college football. because of the way he played against Tennessee. And the whole time, Kirby was talking about how, speaking of North Georgia, I mean, this is coming from Gunner's area, just for the record, not Raven County specifically, but Freebird is the water is from up that way, Blue Ridge, so certainly very North Georgia. But I was telling y'all that practice matters an insane amount. It matters a lot, and when guys are doing it consistently in practice, it will show up in games. What I'm imagining is going on at Georgia is that the wave that takes for the time at which it takes to have all the practices, and to some degree the game experience for guys like Ellis Robinson and so forth, that now we're starting to see, but it will still take through certainly Halloween, maybe Thanksgiving, for guys like Ellis Robinson, the younger player. You're seeing Quintavious, oh my gosh, now I've got Johnson. You're seeing now what he can do. We saw him play at Mays. He was really good there, but you could tell he was out of shape. So it's like all that sort of stuff. It's not that he's in shape now. So some of this is just time. And the person I was talking with about Kirby's opportunity and what Georgia has the capability to do with this team as time goes on. Now, not right now. And this program really more than anything. Well, the comment was specifically about the 25 team. But what I'm suggesting is that the 25 team will bleed into 26. I mean, Georgia may be the betting favorite to win the national championship in 26 coming into the season, the way Ohio State and Texas were this year. That's not out of the question at all. I think what is a good question is, can Georgia rip away a national championship this season? I don't think that's asking too much. I don't think that this 2 weeks is really important in getting to that level. And again, they should do it these next 2 weeks. But they probably should have beaten Alabama, and they did not do that. So it's challenging. It's challenging because the other team gets to play too. See, the other team gets a chance to put their pads on and go out there and make plays. And the teams that Georgia's going to play from here on out pretty much all of them have playmakers. Whether you're talking about Haynes King or you're talking about, Florida could get. I was not surprised by that, them beating Texas. I mean, Florida has hung in there, generally speaking, with everyone they played. They've not been embarrassed. They've fought. They're lacking skill in certain places, and sometimes their skill players are not getting the job done, but they fight. Georgia fights too, and you're gonna have to right now in college football. I mean, I think this stretch of time for Texas, they got Oklahoma this week. They're favored, but if they lose to Oklahoma, the foundation of that year's team, now not the program, but that team is not where it needs to be, was not where it needed to be coming into the season. 3 losses before Halloween for a national championship contender. I mean, Texas would be, if they lose this weekend, they are certainly out of the SEC race. They would be trailing Oklahoma. They didn't need Oklahoma to lose 3 times. And that's not out of the realm of possibility. For Georgia, though, you can steal your season back right now. You can earn it back. You can do what you need to do to have a real opportunity. And that's what was talked about on what we were hearing over on Dawg Post. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. You can get 30 days of Dawg Post right now. You can get through Halloween for $1. So you just sign up. It's a great offer. And take advantage of that now. A lot of people do when they see these videos. You should take advantage of it as well. And what you'll read in there is stuff that you won't read anywhere else. From a trusted source, us, talking with people that we've grown to know in the program, around the league, and so forth over the last 25 years. So there is optimism that whether there is an opportunity that this Georgia team, and Kirby Smart specifically, but this Georgia team has the capability to do some great things. Will that happen? Will he take advantage of that? If you're judging off the Kentucky game, I think the answer to that is yes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.